So today we'll discuss about the QCI scheme, what is the QCI scheme and what are the attributes to cover for the EIA consultant, and this scheme actually for the employees and for the company holder, or we can say the consultant. That should be as a EIA consultant. So this scheme tells about the accreditation process and what is the mechanism, how they have to enter into, and the individual person who has their capability, who has the means qualification and the experience, they can enter into the scheme. So here it is the EIA consult accreditation process under the QCI, or we can say the NABIT scheme. Before starting this session, we have some questions like what we are going to cover in this presentation. So these are the main major, we can say, the scope. Scope will be the QCI. What is the QCI? What is the scheme, and why this scheme is required? What are the benefit, current status of this scheme, and what are some challenges? Of course, challenges related to the consultant are related to the employee. So we will not discuss about the challenges today, because before going to discuss about all these things, we have listed in our course. We'll discuss first, then we'll in the end of the session means end of the course, we'll discuss few challenges which can be faced by the individual person or can be faced by an individual organization. So as you know, quality Council of India, or simply we can say the QCI, has some boards. Five boards are there, and this QCI is a non-profit organization. This is not, means we can say this is not a government organization, but this is supported by Government of India and CII and FICCI SOCHM. Three agencies are there. Means somehow Government of India is also supporting the funding agency, and some other industry like FICCI, ASOCHAM, and CII. These are also funding some type of financially funding to the QCI. And this has 38 members in their council. This can be represented by from the government of India, from some industries, from some technical institutions, and also from some means some retired professionals who are working in the in panel. And here in this QCI, there are 70 members out of the council, that is 38 members under the council, and 17 members out of the council are the governing body. And one major person or apex person is the chairman of this QCI, and this will be appointed by Prime Minister of the Government of India, and also on the recommendation based from industry. The industry means CII, FICCI, and ASOCHAM, and from the government. So this is exactly the QCI, how it is we started, and how what type of members in this Quality Council of India. So here you can see the objective of this QCI, or the Quality Council of India board. It has the major objective to establish and maintain accreditation structure in whole country, not for one city, not for one state. It is for whole country. And another objective was provide right and unbiased information on quality and some related standards. And third objective was spread quality movement in India, because everyone needs some type of quality in every sector, not in EIA. Even from the sweet shop or some other type of shops, we need even for apparels, for some clothing brand, etc. We need the quality. So the major objective was to improve the quality in India for different sectors, for different segments. And also it has an objective of represent India's interest in international forum. So these are the major objective of QCI, for which this was started in late, we can say, date back in 2007. And here you can see five boards of this QCI, means the structure of QCI. It has NABH board. It has NABL. NABL is for only laboratory, we can say the environmental laboratory. And it can be not only environmental laboratory, it can be for food, it can be for anything which is having laboratory in hospitals or something. But for the hospitals, it has a separate board, National Accreditation Board for Hospitals and Healthcare Providers. And also they have the board for certification body, NABCB. Another board for promotion, quality promotion for the industry, especially, that is known as National Board for Quality Promotion, that is NBQP. And another board that is especially we where we are working as a consultant, National Accreditation Board for Education and Training, that is NABET. So this one is, another one is Quality Information and Inquiry Services. So these are major boards, five, but one is emerging. It is not actually finalized yet. Quality Information and Inquiry Services, but major boards: NABCB, NABH, NBQP, NABL, and NABET. So these five boards are working functionally, means as of now. And this scheme, exactly why it is required by the EIA professionals or by the trainers. So because as you can see in the previous slide, that here the this NABIT has two major objective. One is education and training. So under the education and training, we need to have accreditation for giving, means giving services toward the environmental services are in education field. For education, even like vocational training centers are there. So they also have to go for the under the scheme of NABET to have the, means accreditation for their organization. So, so this scheme actually starts for EIA, because EIA is an integral part of any development process for any country, not in India only. So, and also majorly means when we are talking about the development, then what will have, what exactly happens? It carries some type of negative, or we can say, some positive as well as negative attributes, because development will not come only positive, will not come with positive attributes. This will come some negative, some positive, or we can say more positive but some negative also. When you are going to dig the means land, piece of land somewhere, then what will happen? You have to have, you are degrading the soil fertility, you are degrading the land form of that area. So that means if you are going to do anything, or you are going to make something, either in case of railway projects or highway projects or mining industry or a foundry, any type of industry, pharmaceutical industry, distillery industry. So that means you, of course, you are going to provide some product, or you are going to provide the pathway for the transportation of those products by making highways and railways. But when you are going to develop these type of entities, these type of industries or developments, you are going to establish the development, then what will happen? You are going to change something. If you are going to change something, then exactly what will happen? If you are going to change something, this will change some other things also, which is correlated, because we must aware about the environment. Environment, basically what it is, environment is the relationship between the abiotic and biotic components. When biotic and abiotic components are working in a harmony, and when we are going to change something, that means we are going to change that harmony which is already in place at that means it stretch or somewhere where we are going to develop. So in that case, we need to, again, we need to balance, we need to make a balance between that harmony at that type, piece of land, or which we are saying that study area, right? So in that way, we need to have the assess the environmental impact due to that developmental activity by someone, by some expert, by team of expert, by the government, by the monitoring agency, or by someone, of course, because whatever is means going to change, that should not be affect the harmony of between the abiotic and biotic component. So these things we need to make compensate, and for compensation we need to have a study, and for the study we need some expert, because everyone cannot assume, everyone cannot make inferences that what is going to change. For that change, for that recording, or for that observation, we need to have expertise, we need to have some expert. And for that expert means expertise, we need to feel, we need to have some experiences, we need to visit the site, we need to discuss with the people, we need to take the record observation from different sites. Then we'll have some type of data. On that basis, we need to means process that data using some models, some software. And after that, we can reach on some type of level that this type of changes are going to happen, and these type of mitigation measures, or these type of plans are there to negate or abate those changes, or those changes in the harmony of existing batic and abatic component. So for that purpose, because some qualification, some type of experience is required, how this can be fixed. So to fixing this type of experiences, qualification by the expert to have, by the organizations. So there is a need of some agency who can have this type of accreditation body, or they can have some certification. So for that purpose, only the NABID, or because the QCI is there. So in this case, means this EI means exactly scheme, QCI scheme is governing the quality of EIA prepared by the consultant. And this whatever EIA prepared by the consultant are not up to the mark for evaluation of the impact due to the developmental activity on existing environment, whatever it is so called like a study area. So for that purpose also, a scheme is required. And also we know that EIA, because EIA is not for one type of sector, because development in a different sector, different segment. So if different segments are there, different sectors are there, then a different type of experts are required. One person, one expert cannot do everything. So because this EIA is multidisciplinary, and multidisciplinary activities require high level of technical inputs, and also high level of organizational input is required to prepare the EIA. So therefore, it is essential that organizations which are equipped with all type of facilities, all type of expert to handle such type of assignment should prepare the EIA, or we can say some expert, high level of experts are required to prepare the EIA. And how this can be fixed, how this can be ensured, for that purpose only the scheme has been introduced to work in the harmony, to work with the means for the developments for to prepare the EIA, and to involve the expert. So exactly, what is the scheme exactly? Here you can see the scheme requires something like personnel, laboratory, infrastructure, and all these things. So under the scheme, the QCI scheme or NABED scheme, whatever we can say, the scheme specify the requirement of the consultant under four heads. And what are these? The first one is the human resource. Under human resource, four things are required. I mean, mainly, yeah, of course, four things, but two are not significant. But two major things are coordinator and functional area expert. These are the having more significant area. But in case of the team member and functional area associate, they can also work in EIA. But under this human resource and the QCI scheme, the coordinators are the apex body to have to means to work with some sector, a specific sector, and to review whole EIA and put their signatures, that taking the responsibility of whole EIA, whatever it is written in that EIA, is the responsibility of the EIA coordinator. And the second one, the functional area expert. Functional area expert, as name suggests, the functional area. That means they are supposed to do the work related to the functional area only, like air, water, soil, noise, ecology, biodiversity, hydrology, geology, ecology, biodiversity, socioeconomic, on all these things. So solid, hazardous waste, all these things are there under functional area. So the person can work in that particular functional area. They are responsible for their functional area only. And another thing means like we have said that functional area associates are there and team members are also there, but they are not responsible for anything. They can support some other function, like functional area associate can support to the functional area expert, and team member can also support to functional area expert, either to coordinators. So these are the human resources. And quality means exactly they should have some type of qualification, and that they should have some type of experience. Second one is the system and procedure, that is known as quality management system. So here, by the organization, by the EIA consultant, they should have the QMS. QMS should be in written form. Whatever they are going to do, whatever they are following, what type of system they have, how they are going to collect the data, either primary data, either secondary data, whatever it is, they have to procure. They have to write in some pages, that is known as procedure. And if there is a procedure, then for collection of data, they have some formats, and those formats should be written and should be controlled. So that whole thing is QMS. And third thing is field investigation and data integrity, that is known as laboratory. That means for air, water, soil, noise, you have to means your laboratory has to go to the site. They have to collect the data in terms of air, water, soil, noise. They have to carry out the sample into the laboratory, and after carrying to laboratory, they have to do some analysis by the chemist, by microbiologist, by some other person. After analysis, they have to produce it some form of report, that is lab report. So that one is thing, and last one is the organizational, that is structure or infrastructure by the organization. So organizational commitment to prepare the quality of EIA, that was also required. So these four things under the scheme, it has been stated like how the quality of human resource should be there, how the QMS should be there, how you have to go for the field data collection, and what are the commitment, infrastructure requirement, software's requirement under the QCI scheme. So exactly the scheme, when scheme was started, this type of scheme was started. Here you can see the EIA, when we are in the first session of this course. EIA exactly started with the EPA Act, right? EPA Act was enacted in 1986, and after that, first EIA notification came in 27th January 1994. So since 1994, the EIA, existence of EIA notification, or we can say the legislation for EIA was started in 1994. Before that, even in our country, the concept of EIA was started in 1977-78 when a River Valley project was started. So all history we have already discussed. So we'll not go into that. But since 1994, when officially EI notification has come, and it was effective for whole India, but there is no such type of accreditation process, such type of agency who can work for quality. Even at that time, we don't have understanding how EIA should be prepared. So from here and there, we have copied something, and some people have started preparing the EIA for this sector which is applicable. There are condition, two type of conditions are there. Some scheduled industries are there, and another simplified condition was 50 crore of investment. So in 2006, there are of course some amendments are there. In 1996, public consultation was introduced. Some other amendments are there. Infrastructure like township area development was also introduced in 2006, or not we can say 2006 exactly. In 2005, September 2005, the new EI notification had been made, and it was applicable. It was available in public domain for 1 year, and on 14th September 2006 it was officially launched as a principal notification. Till now, we are following EIA notification 2006. So after 1 year, exactly not 1 year, I mean some month, 8 9 months, in August 2007, voluntary the scheme has been launched by QCI for the EIA consultant. That has to be followed by EIA consultant who are preparing the EIA, are doing environmental assignments, but it was not mandatory at that time. That is only voluntary, means the consultant can voluntarily go into that scheme. Otherwise, there is no mandate to follow this scheme. In December 2009, MOF has released one OM office memorandum. They said as that all the consultants who are going to prepare EIA going to present before the ministry, they have to have the NABET accreditation. So since 2009, simply we can say December 2009, or simply when because in 2009 it was released in December, so it was effective from 2010. So and in another one since then the organization started accreditation process and all, and now we have more than 700 EIA consultant in India under this QCI scheme. So, at the time when this scheme was started or launched in 2007, then experience wise, AC requires 15 years of experience to work in EIA as a EIA coordinator. But in case of January 2009, when new scheme has been launched, then experts having 3 to 7 years of experience, they are eligible for FA or EC. Like 3 years for FA and 5 to 7 years for EIA coordinator. So these are say means some changes. And in September 2011, the associate functional area expert are introduced with 0 years of experience. Now, as of now, the AFA has been changed to FAA, functional area associate. In the previous one, it was associate functional area expert. So this was to encourage young people, young graduates having no experience, so they have to work in this field. And another amendment was there in October 2012. Under this, the provision of team member has been introduced to encourage the professionals who are not having EIA but they are having sectorial experience. So to introduce these type of person for especially for the EIA coordinators. So the team member was at that time for the EIA coordinator only. And another amendment was there under the QCI scheme for May 2013 for EIA coordinator for category B basically with 5 years of experience was introduced. In case of the January 2009, there at that time 7 years of experience was counted for category A or B, the same one. But in case of 2013, they have listed that if any person has 5 years of experience, then they can apply for category B as EIA coordinator. In May 2014, provision of means any type of senior person or experienced professional who cannot visit the site, but they can work as a mentor to the EA coordinator or functional area associate or functional area expert. So that can be work as a mentor, but they have means they cannot have major role in EIA. They should work as a supervisor to the EIA coordinator or functional area associate only. And this can be for the new persons, new professionals who are who are not having much experience in the same sector or segment. So under the this human resource, here the basic feature of the scheme are: first one, the human resource. Under human resource, you can see the EIA coordinator. And EIA coordinator is the apex body of EIA, and also this has a key person. This can be known as a key person who conceives and coordinates all activity. This should have a clear concept of EIA, and also they should have a knowledge of relevant rules, regulations, amendments, any type of suggestion from the ministry, something, so that they should have this type of knowledge. And also they should have a knowledge of domain or the specific sector. They should have a broad understanding of environmental aspect of sector. They should able to plan, able to select the monitoring location. They should guide the EIA team, and also they should have a maturity and some leadership quality. For second one is the functional area expert. Functional area expert, that is FA, and for FA there are 12 functional areas are there. So as per QCI scheme, one person can apply up to or max 4 area. four functional area. For coordinator, they can apply up to five sectors. So they should have a specialist in any area like water pollution, air pollution, socioeconomic, hydrology, geology, ecology, solid hazardous waste, or anything. And they should also have assessment. They should have knowledge of identification, evaluation, assessment of impact, and their mitigation measures. So here you can see the qualification as of means new scheme. If new scheme is under, because we are following version 3. So for version 3, the qualification in case of technical degree, they should have a bachelor like BTech in some type of technical subject. Then bachelor degree can apply for EIA coordinator. And in case of science or other subject like art subject something, they should have a master degree in science. So that is the basic qualification you have to apply. But not only qualification, they should have some experience also. And experience here is for category A 7 years of experience is required, and for category B 5 years of experience in which, if you are going for sectorial specific, then you should have a work in some industry up to 2 years, or you should have 3 EIA in that sector, or otherwise you have to have 3 assignments in that specific sector, or the combination of EIA and environmental assignment up to 3 in the specific sector which you are going to apply. So these are major requirement. After matching the qualification, then you have to match your experience. Then you can apply for specific sector. That is the most important thing. And for functional area, the same qualification is there, like bachelor in technical subject, BE or BTech, master degree in any type of like science, physical science, environmental science, life science, social science, economics, art, like sociology, etc. So that is master degree. If you have a science degree, then master degree is required. If your technical degree, then a bachelor degree is required. For functional area expert, the same qualification for the EIA coordinator and as well as for the functional area expert. But here the qualification is, of course, should be closely related to the functional area. Like if you are going to apply for socio-economic, then environmental science, life science, or physical science cannot apply. They only social science MSW can apply for socio-economic. If you are going for land use, then again the social science, life science cannot apply. Then what, environmental science or civil engineer they can apply. So that specific qualification for functional area expert. But for EIA coordinator, there is no specificity. They can means everyone can apply, even for physics, even for computer science, any subject you have. But you have to have match your qualification like bachelor degree in technical or master degree in science. That is the minimum qualification. After that, whatever you have like PhD, masters, MTech, whatever it is, but there is no problem. You have to have experience. If you are matching the experience, then you can apply for EI coordinator. To become an expert, then you have to have first qualify on the basis of, on the ground of qualification. Then the experience is for category B, you need to have 3 years of experience, to out of which 1 year of EIA related experience is required. Like if you have PhD, if you have teaching experience, then it can be counted up to 2 years. And after having 1 year of EIA experience, you can apply for category B. And for category A, then again 5 years of experience is required. But if you have category B, then now you can apply for category A. Directly you cannot apply for category E. Means under version 3. For the previous means scheme, in that case you can apply directly for category A. But now, because if you are having qualification, all experience, etc., then you can go for category B. Then after working, if you have 5 years experience, then you can directly apply under category A. In some specific circumstances, some specific type of guidelines are there, like why you are not applying and not applied under category means under the SNABED scheme. If you are justify those gaps, then they can consider. Otherwise, you have to go for category B first, then you have to go for category A. So another one is what is the category A and category B? So this that is the category are the same as per the EIA notification, whatever we have already taught in the previous sessions, that what is the categorization of EIA projects or EIA sectors. So on the basis here it is the same one, category A and category B. Here you can see 12 functional area experts are there. These are the functional area: land use, air pollution monitoring, prevention control, meteorology, air quality modeling prediction, that is AQ, water pollution monitoring, prevention control, WP, ecology biodiversity, EV, noise vibration, NV, socio-economic aspect, ESE, and hydrology, groundwater, water conservation, HG, geology, geo, soil conservation, SC, risk and hazard management, RH, solid hazardous waste under SSW, and these are the area expert. And out of these 12, the here the star, red star is there, like AP, WP, EB, SC, SSW. These are the core functional area. These means every time these functional areas should visit the site at least for any type of site, they should have to visit the site. And these core functional areas should be covered in house by the consultant, by the organization. For laboratory, they should collect the baseline data in terms of primary data like physical, like air, water, soil, noise, and also for ecology, biodiversity, and socio-economic. And site visit can be done by the one is the EI coordinator, also by the functional area expert. And functional area expert should be at least core functional area expert. And NABL recognized or MFCC recognized laboratory is required to collect the baseline data. Means no laboratory can collect the data which do not have NABL or MFCC. Then means consultant should also have the QMS. Under this QMS, what should they should have? Quality policy, control of record documents, performance measurement, action taken to the addressing the NCs, identification, retention, assessment of performance by the impaneled expert, collection of primary data, collection synthesis, collation synthesis, interpretation of secondary data, work outsource means whatever you are going to work to be done by the other agency, laboratory for collection of data, and complaints and appeal. These are 10 points under QMS. It has been already specified by the NABED scheme. So this should be required by the all the consultant who are going to prepare the EIA. And also they have a quality policy with organizational commitment that they will make efforts toward the capacity building of EIA coordinator, functional area expert, and lab technicians. And all the facilities should be provided by the organization. They should have a means commitment toward the continual improvement for making quality EIA, and they should apply innovative approach for improving the quality EI or quality in EIA. And here it is least concern for the expert, but it is most important by the organization, that is assessment process. And assessment process, you can see here, it is like first if you are going for the first time, the initial assessment will be there, and after 1.5 year means 18 month, after 18 month surveillance will be there, and after 3 year of the initial assessment your re-graduation will be there. The first stage will be like either initial assessment or surveillance or re-accreditation. That is known as IA, SA, and RA. So under the stages of assessment, first stage is checking the documents. Whatever you have submitted to the means NABET, they have to check. That is known as scrutiny. That is desktop assessment, DA. Then stage second will be technical assessment of document by the agency, and third assessment is the office assessment by in person by some assessors. And here the criteria, like how they are going to evaluate your organization in terms of quality of personnel like human resource EI coordinator, functional area expert, 40 marks for their under EI initial assessment. And then quality manual, if you have QMS and quality manual system, there's 15 marks are there. For laboratory works, 20 marks are there. And completeness of EI report prepared by the applicant in previous whatever you have, because if you have your organization or your expert, because the EI coordinator is there, they have already prepared EIA, then 10 marks to them. And organization evaluation on the basis of infrastructure available, facilities, software, etc., So 15 marks are there for that, and total marks will be 100. And after 3 year, again you can see the means reaccreditation process will be there on the basis of whatever they have, and every 3 year surveillance reaccreditation will be there. Means after 3 year of surveillance, again surveillance will be there. Only initial assessment will be for the first time, and second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. It will be surveillance and RA accreditation. There is no initial accreditation for the next time. So only essay RA will be repeated in cycle wise. Here category A and category B is if any organization scoring less than 60 mark, then it goes for category B. If going for means they are scoring more than 60 mark, then they will be accredited for category A. Category A category means if they are scoring more than 60 marks in the assessment, they will work for category A and category B project. But if they are scoring 40 to 60 marks, 40 to less than 60 mark, then they can work as only for category B project. If they are scoring for less than means 40 mark, then they will given a chance for next 3 months. They have to give the reply, they have to make the arrangement, etc. And then again reassessment will be there. And after then scoring more than 40 mark, the certification or the means certification process will be started, and certificate will be issued by NABED. For the surveillance, again all these things like compliances for the previous condition, field investigation, QMS, content of quality, AIA, field consultation, performance of the approved expert, and evaluation had been done. Here the marking system, in case of this, here you can see for the EIA is 20 marks, for the compliance 10 marks, field investigation laboratories 15 mark only. But in case of quality implementation of QMS and quality of EIA is 2020, and organizational evaluation is 15 mark, expert and action plan is 10 marks. So this is 100 in case of surveillance. And surveillance criteria is means minimum 50% for the continual accreditation. And again for category B and category E, the same one, like less than 40 to 50%. And then the second year, the AC is expect to score more than 60 or up, means up to 60%. Benefit is exactly means capable consultants can be identified by the agency, and name of the accredited consultant should be posted on a website and also QCI website. So this will be a marketing agenda also. Facility, like whatever the facility like project proponent and consultant can be provided, means one type of portal is there where one can easily identify. And to improve the quality of EI, yearly audit is there. Here the weightage of assessment, like how the weightage is there in term of in case of IA, SA, and RA is re-evaluation. So under this, here you can see this is the rationalization of EIA scheme, the QCI scheme, manufacturing industry. These are the core area, these are the significant area. Means this can be in panel, this can be in house, but core area should be in panel. It should be in house only. In case of manufacturing, sector number are there. So sector number you can find in the QCI scheme. Under this, you can find here like which type of area, functional area should be in house. Like you are going for power and cement, then only three functional area are required in house. That means you can have 3% you can start your organization. Here you can see for coal washery, 4 area for infrastructure, 3 functional area for large construction area development, 38, 39. Only two major area are there, like 4 functional area, and others can be means least concern or non-significant significant area, but this can be impaneled. And quality of EI, if you are going for quality of EIA, then here you can see the weightage, like site description 20 mark, baseline data 10 mark, data interpretation is 20 mark, and quantification, numbering, quantification is also covering under 20. Alternative technologies 10 marks, risk assessment 10 marks, EMP monitoring plan 10 mark, EB and SE issue 10 mark, green belt 5 mark, and tar compliance 5 mark. So all these things are done under the QCI scheme. Now I'm just is closing this, and if you have any question, you can ask here. Yeah, like related to this, I think already many people has already shared the QCI scheme questionnaire. So I think there is no problem. Everyone has already understand like what we are going to deliver today. It was of course late yesterday. We cannot we are not able to means organize that session, but today, and today at 7 whatever the time, 8 o'clock, right? So again we'll meet at the same time period.